Hello everyone and welcome to episode 7 of the 1FC WMMA 5 series here on the channel as we are bringing sports into the Wild Wild West that was the 90s mixed martial arts scene. And we are back in Dallas, Texas for this one, as well as our welterweight title. Fight in the main event is a trilogy fight. Akira Gono, Wanda Baraga 3. Second time in 1FC, though, as far as taking place. But man, of course, for this being the welterweight title fight, makes sense, as far as from that regard. This is going to be a good one. That's a good main event. But the co-main event, a very, very fun fight. That is a bit of a dream match, as far as because Shamrock left by the time Mark Coleman came in, so they just kind of missed each other, as far as this definitely would have happened in the UFC around this time. Ken Shamrock versus Mark Coleman. Of course, Mark Coleman debuted around 90. Oh, well, this would be. I'm trying to think when his actual debut was. Does it say? Because yeah, of course, we gave him pretty shit picture, in all honesty. But as far as I'm trying to think of the exact month it was, January. Oh, so it was at the start of '96. So yeah, basically when '96, obviously. Ken is kind of he's about to take a prominent role in the WWF in 97, and as far as it's going to be, obviously, more for time by the time it rolls around into the latter part of 97 into 98, but for Shamrock here, taking on Mark Coleman and Ken Shamrock, of course, making his debut for us. Of course, Ken, here in the save, he's 9-1. He's been all over the place in Pancrase and UFC, dominating. As far as he only lost one time, it was his first ever fight against Andrei Kopylov, funny enough. But yeah, I mean, you see there, he's gotten wins in under a minute. As far as his biggest names are definitely his last two fights, Bustamante and Eric Paulson. Both were 15-minute fights, though, so it's hard to really gauge how well he's going to do. As far as obviously, we were holding off on signing him because mainly we wanted to give Frank his shine. I think he's gotten his shine. So we're going to bring Ken in maybe for a fight or two just to kind of see how he does. But him and Mark Coleman's going to be a very interesting fight. Yuki Nakai in Hiroki Kano again. As far as another fight that is a rematch. This, of course, was on the prelim of the one FC versus Gracie card. And, Kano was the favorite in that fight. So I figured why not run it back again. See what happens the second time around. But they're both 26. We're going to talk about more of that in the future, obviously, once we go through everything as far as the other kind of analytical sides of this main card. And then Dick Virch taking on El Duro Pete Williams. Pete Williams, cannot wait to see how he does. He is, of course, a Dallas native, too, so him being on the main card is awesome. He's, of course, making his debut, not only just in 1FC, but in the world. But Cyborg, Dick Virch, he, of course, got his win in his very first fight with us, so we'll see if he can make it 2-0. But for Akira Gono and Wanda the Crusher Baraga, of course, they were at the showcase, as far as of one martial arts, which Baraga won by submission. That was last year, so a nice full year time frame. It's weird that Gono lost that fight, but now he's fighting for the title. We probably could have gave him another fight to at least gave him a chance. But once Baraga beat Pat Miletich, it just kind of sealed its fate. But Akira Gono, I mean, he did beat him before. So, I mean, as far as that's another reason why we're going to give them that fight. And he finished him, too. But, of course, he did get finished against Gono. As far as at the in the third round of our 1FC show. So, it's been interesting to see how he's going to do. As far as for Wanda the Crusher Baraga. And for the match man, Akira Gono, of course, he can win in about 7-8 seconds if he needs to. That'd be very crazy if he can replicate what he did in real life. But he, as far as 245, of course, getting that win by TKO. But he just won in a Shudo fight in the first round with a guillotine, and he got a rear naked choke win as well from in between his last time he fought Wanda Baraga. So he's got some pretty good momentum going into this fight. We'll see how he does as far as 5-1 and 4-1. Both guys obviously early on in their careers, much like everybody is. And for Gono, he is the clear favorite, but of course he was the clear favorite last time, and we saw what happened. For Ken Shamrock and Mark Coleman, this is very much a close fight, and I think that's pretty accurate, to be honest, even though one guy here in the States gotten 10 fights under his belt, whereas Mark Coleman had the one fight, which, yeah, he fought at UFC 14 and knocked out Takasuka in the first round, first minute and a half. Knocked him out, which is pretty sick. But obviously, the Hammer, the Godfather of Ground and Pound. We're going to see if he becomes the Godfather of Ground and Pound here in this save. He's a Renzo Gracie Academy guy, which is kind of crazy. If you kind of fuse some jiu-jitsu into Mark Coleman's game around this time, he'd be a pretty unbeatable heavyweight, to be honest. Yeah, I mean, maybe stand-up-wise was the only thing that, obviously, that's what kind of happened with him and Maurice Smith, him and just getting tired. But if he was able to incorporate some jiu-jitsu as well, my God, what a demon. What an absolute demon. He would have turned into, of course, Nakai and Hiroki Kano, as far as 8-5 and 1-6-3. Some pretty god-awful records when you look at it like that. But as far as fight-wise, Suzuki Nakai has been tremendous for us. He did lose to Ramino Sato to crown our lightweight champion. Of course, Ramino Sato is very, very tough, and he's already fought Renzo Gracie and Masakatsu Funaki, so he's already fought some tough guys already. Of course, the Kano win by decision. We'll see if he will go the distance again with him and get a victory, or he will fall short this time around. For Kano, I mean, I wouldn't say he's fighting for a job, because the lightweight division is so small, but if he loses again, probably won't be looking too good as far as his chances of sticking around. But we'll see. We'll see. I mean, anything could happen in 40 minutes. Yeah, that's a lot of time. A lot of things could happen. For the Cyborg, Dick Verge and Eldoro, Pete Williams. Boy, Pete, you know, he's from the pit, which is obviously weird, because obviously in real life he's a Lions Den guy. He, you know, as far as him and Guy Metzger always fought, because they were both Dallas guys. I don't know if they just moved to Dallas and train there and be a part of that Lions Den, or if they both were in the Dallas area. So that's kind of crazy to think both those guys at the same time came from that area. It's kind of rare for that time period. And as far as for Pete Williams, though, of course, a hell of a head kick. But he's the one that has the tools to definitely make something happen. But for Dick Verge, you know, he knocked out Kazunari Murakami, which is, I mean, it's impressive, but at the same time, it's like, I love Kazunari Murakami, but he's more of a pro wrestler than an MMA fighter. He hasn't had a bad fight, though, yet, which is pretty awesome. Fought the very first UFC here in the save, UFC 1. It's over. What a fun name. As far as, imagine that was just it. They just had one show. It's over. And then he fought Hoist. Got caught with a triangle. Which, no surprise there. But as far as he's on a nice little winning streak, though. It's 1-5 in a row. We'll see how he does. This should be a fun fight, though, to kick off the main card for the prelims. Carl Yukin and Guy Metzger. You know, speaking of Guy Metzger, he is main eventing the prelim. Him and Yukin, I mean, both 2-1, both around the same age, 29, 28, both no teams as well. But I would probably, it's kind of crazy they're giving Guy Metzger the advantage, because I would probably give it to Yukin here, but Sandman Guy Metzger, he is very tough, so we'll see how he does. And that's what he has already lost here in 1FC, though. Of course, he lost to Jan Lemolder, who is tough in his own right. So we'll see if he can bounce back here and get a win. For Yukin, though, he just lost Frank Shamrock, which, of course, Frank is extremely tough. The fact that he even lasted into the second round shows you how tough he was. But Frank was just going for anything, that whole fight, submission-wise. He was one to get a win in the worst of ways, and he's an absolute demon at 205. Both these guys, though, looking to get a win to kind of bounce back after the previous loss, and both are looking to potentially get back get back into the title picture for the same man, Guy Metzger, looking to get into the title picture potentially there. And Hightower, Semi Shalad. I mean, this is going to be fantastic to see this big motherfucker come in here with, he's got youth on his side, incredible kickboxer. His size alone is going to give guys a lot of problems. Him and Satake, though, is going to be a fun fight. Both kickboxers, but I would say definitely Semi is the better kickboxer. As far as for Satake, he does have one win. It was over Willie Peters. Went the distance, though, so we'll see how he does this time around. Of course, his win, his loss at the first ever 1FC show against Craig Bittman, which I believe I was thinking that was the first ever fight, but no, it was Eddie Kreif and Willie Peters. That was the first ever fight. That was the first main card fight, though, between the two. And we'll see how he does, though. I mean, you never know. It being a kickboxer versus kickboxer bout just takes one head kick to change the outcome of a fight, but I just don't see how Simon Shellett's going to get caught. I always want to say Shillette, but I think it's Schilt. I think it's Timmy Schilt. That's how you pronounce that. Yeah, but as far as Don Fry, though, and Dangerous Dave Benito, the Predator Don Fry, making his debut as well. You could tell the roster's really shaping up now as we get into 1997. We got some fucking demons in here now. Don Fry, though, heavy favorite in this one. Of course, no fight experience or anything like that. Out of Minnesota Martial Arts Academy, which is kind of strange. I'm not sure exactly where, as far as, obviously, he's kind of more of a Dan Severn kind of trainee around this time, and I'm not sure where Dan's getting trained at in the Save, so who knows? Maybe that's accurate for where both him and Dan are at or not. Who knows? But then for Dangerous Dave Benito, of course, at TriStar Gym. Him, and I bet, if I had to guess, I don't remember, but I bet Gary Goodrich is training at TriStar Gym as well. Obviously, he's also an Ontario native, and boy, if he can get rolling, though, Dave Benito might have a good chance here, depending on how things go. Now, he did beat Craig Pittman, which is nice, but he lost to TK in Kosaka, which, that's tough. TK is very, very tough, but he's had good fights the whole way here in 95, and his last fight in January of 96. A long layover for him, but we'll see how he does. Taking on the Predator, Don Fry, who is extremely tough. And that makes sense, him being the clear favorite. And these two men here, boy, what a fight this is, though. Two very high-level welterweights in a couple of years, but right now, they're just starting off their careers as Pat Miletich and Dennis Hallman, Superman Dennis Hallman, looking to get a good start in his debut. He's training at Upstart Karate, which is interesting because he's definitely more of a grappler. So if he can combine some karate with that grappling already here in 1996, he'll probably be a bit of a savage. But for Pat Miletich, he went the distance with Wander Braga, who of course is on our main event. This would be a great way for him to bounce back and potentially either get a rematch or to be able to fight Akira Gono, since they haven't fought yet. That could definitely be something. Or you can fight a new welterweight that's coming in. You never know, as the roster's expanding with every passing day as new people come in to the mixed martial arts world. But Pat Miletich being a clear favorite is kind of crazy. I mean, I figure this is going to be a lot closer than a minus 480 favorite. We'll see, though. I could be completely wrong. Of course, for the one welterweight title, these two men here, Wander, the Crusher, Braga, Magic Man, Akihiro Gono. Trilogy fight. Two of the best pound fighters in the world. Gono ranked 14th, Braga 22nd. Both men made it for the first time in ONE FC. And Gono has finished 3 of his last 5 opponents. Gono trains at Takada Dojo, rather. Jesus, Braga is 1-0 against other members of that team. Again, they're all back in Akihiro Gono. They just think the Wander Crusher Braga win the last time was a fluke. Ken Shamrock, world's most dangerous man at the Hammer, Mark Coleman. Yeah, Mark's going to have significant weight advantage. Both men making their one debuts. Can't wait. Gonna be a lot of fun to see that. Mark Coleman's the favorite in that fight, too, which is kind of crazy. But at the same time, I would probably go with that. If around this time they had fought, I would probably say Mark Coleman had a better chance to win in that one. But we'll see, though. As, of course, the rematch here between Yuki Nakai and Hiroki Kano. As, of course, Kano, though, submitted 4 of his last 5, whereas Nakai submitted 3 of his last 5. And both are 2 of the best pound-for-pound fighters in the world as well. Again, Kano is ranked 5th. But, of course, he just lost to Nakai, so it's just weird that he's ranked higher than him when you think, realistically speaking, if the rankings were based off of kind of realism, there's no way he'd be ranked that high over somebody who he definitively lost to. Or actually, he didn't. I mean, he lost by the unanimous decision, but it wasn't, he didn't get finished, I guess I should say. But Kano, it's been a couple of years since he's won as well. Nakai's got the reach advantage, too. Again, it's weird that they're back in Nakai, because I think Nakai pretty much handed him pretty easily in their first fight. We'll see what happens in this second one, though. And then for El Duro, Pete Williams making his pro debut Verge has got the significant weight advantage. He's, of course, finished fourth less of opponents and has had some great fights in the save. We'll see if we can have another one against Pete Williams. That's going to be a very fun fight. Guy Metzger with a 7-inch reach advantage. I can now see why Guy Metzger's the favorite. That's a huge reach advantage. If he could pull it off, that'd be a massive win over the Russian Sambo fighter. And Simi Schilt, my God, Hightower, Simi Schilt. What a demon. 14-inch reach advantage, of course, for a Hightower man, and it's crazy it's even close with that type of reach advantage. It's going to be interesting. Going to be interesting for sure to see how that plays out for Don Fry, making his debut. Betting line has him as a huge favorite. Really no surprise when you think about kind of where these two end up in the MMA world, but David Benito's nothing to slouch on. You can't overlook him, especially making your debut in the save. You know, Dave's got some experience, and he's already gotten a win over somebody that trains at Minnesota Martial Arts Academy, so we'll see how he does there. Then for Pat Miletich, the Croatian sensation, taking on Superman Dennis Hallman. We'll see how Hallman does in his debut. I think it's going to be a lot closer, like I said before, between these two men. Big John's our referee. Big John McCarthy, here we go. 8 Dutch gloves, alrighty. Caught him with the right hook after the left jab. Miletich is striking already on point, jab with the right hand. Left hand, right hand. Oh, Hallman with a takedown attempts. Can't take him down. He's going to get him against the ropes. Yeah, gets out of it too, does Miletich. My God. And now a crunching right hook. So, yeah, it's pretty clear that they got it right. This time, at least. Oh, well, as I say that, Hallman's got the takedown. Don't tell me he's going to try and land prey for 35 minutes now. Oh, wow, he got side control out of it. So, let's see what he's got. Now with the side control, I'm going to stand it back up. Missed the big right hand, and that's going to give Hallman's chance to take him down. Trying to push him off him, trying to get a scramble. Not enough separation. He's got side control again. I mean, I love Big John standing these guys right back up. He's giving no shits. And, Hallman's just going to keep on taking him down, though. You got to give him that. And he just keeps on taking side control. There we go. There's the Dennis Hallman I thought was going to show up. And he's been pretty much on point. The big thing now is if his gas tank is going to hold up. Right now, Miletich, he still landed some big shots. But Hallman's still answering. He doesn't get the takedown that time. Big right-handed for the jab. Jab, right hook. Cut him now. Shortening the range. Left jab, right hook. Hallman with another takedown. He gains a better position until the half guard. Look at the pass to ploy on the scramble, so he ends up losing out on it. So, kind of back where we were. And Miletich again, trying to go for some type of scramble. Again, gets caught in side control. Went for mount, loses control, and again, they're up against the ropes. They're going to check on that cut. Not a fight ender, thank God. And we're back underway. Jab, right hand. Miletich, again, defends the takedown, but it's only up against the ropes. So he's probably going to get taken down here. Oh, no. Now Miletich is the one in control up against the ropes. Some elbows now. Reopens that cut. Love that. Trying to take him down, not happening. Pushing him down. Unsuccessful again. Trying to go down low. Got the takedown. And yeah, always got his back with about a minute left. Don't think he's going to take him out with that rear naked choke without getting his hooks in, but I mean, really, at this rate, Pat's going to have to finish him. I don't think he's going to win off decision. I don't think it's going to happen. I don't think he's going to be able to change the direction of this fight so much in 20 minutes. Just don't think it's going to happen. Because Hallman is just taking him down, time after time. Trying to scramble now. Got cock on side control again. Armbar now from Dennis Hallman. Surprised that didn't work, actually. And now Hallman again goes for that single leg. Trying to pass. He's got an underhook now. Trying to scramble. Probably a bad idea. Yeah, because they're going to get caught in side control again. And now Hallman's back in guard. So he's going to keep on firmly working. So he stops him from posturing up. Trying to make sure that he doesn't get caught with a submission or anything. But just Dennis Hallman is right where he wants to be. On top. Moving. Doing anything he can to get something going. He's got his back now, and again, a rear naked choke without getting hooks in. But now Dennis Hallman, I think he's pretty much on E. But at this rate, again, he just can't get caught with a finish, and he'll be fine. I think he's done enough to win the fight. We'll see, though. Maybe something crazy will happen. Knee strike to the ribs from Miletich. Some more knee strikes. Elbows now. Well, Miletich trying to take him down. Tries for it again. No, he's got the takedown now, and he's going to lay and pray. You cannot be doing that. Somebody that is down like this. Caught him with the right hook here. Left jab missed the big right. And that's going to give Hallman a chance to take him down. But again, he can't take him down, but he's going to sweep him there. Yep, it's passing. Only passes to half guard. Passes side control now. I mean, Dennis Hallman is exhausted, which is no surprise. He's been working very, very hard. He's been putting in the work. And he deserves this win, to be honest, for how well he's done. And he's already straight to mount. From side control to mount, he's fucked, is Pat Miletich. Yeah, I mean, that's going to have to be all Dennis Hallman. And, boy, Pat Miletich 0-2, but he's fought some tough guys, though, at the same time. We haven't really given him a can to crush or anything. Dennis Hallman making a big splash in his debut, and that's exactly why we made this fight. He is kind of crazy getting the betting line with so much of a favor for Pat Miletich. Dennis Hallman's a bad, bad man, and he proves it there. Didn't get to see that kind of upstart karate training camp stuff. If he can learn, again, more karate stuff, he'll be a bit of a demon. To fuse that with his grappling that he has already, boy, he'll be a problem. But Joe Hamilton, our referee for this Don Fry, Dangerous Steve Beneteau fight. Here we go. Clean right hand here from Don Fry. Left hand. Oh, and there's a vicious right cross. Knocks him down. Don Fry making quick work. Going to mount here. Oh, gives up his back instead. Oh, got both hooks in. Oh, boy. He's just going to fucking ground and pound, potentially. Oh, he's going for the rear naked choke now. Got him. Great shit from Don Fry. That's what a minus 490 favorite looks like, though. He was the man tonight, and that makes sense, because he is the fucking man. It's, boy, gives the name check over the Minnesota Martial Arts Academy. Again, this heavyweight division, it's pretty stacked. Pretty stacked with talent. You got to be a bad motherfucker to be the heavyweight champ from 1FC, because we got so much talent. We got guys of major proportions. You know, Paul Verlin, 6'8", Simi Schilt, which we're about to see here, 6'11". You know, just some giant motherfuckers. Big John McCarthy's our free cage side judges. Yeah, Schilt just towering over him. He fails on the jab here, but he hits a right hook to the body. Schilt already landed. Right cross lands hard. Stocky's going to grapple with him, potentially. At least he looked like he's trying to. Which is, I mean, you got to go for something. You're definitely not going to outstrike somebody with a 14-inch reach advantage, and you're probably going to get caught trying to strike with him. So you might as well try and do something. Oh, here we go. Well, he got caught with a feint, and now he gets dropped with probably this vicious right cross. Yeah. Down he goes. And yeah. Simi Schilt just put the heavyweight division on notice, much like we saw Don Fry do. Tetsujin Dojo for Simi Schilt. Boy, how about his time in Japan was miserable. A guy that big. Japan is not built for even somebody that's like 6'3", 6'4", let alone 6'11". Probably not a fun time, as far as living-wise. But boy, he's gonna make his mark here in the martial arts world, though, as far as getting the win here in Dallas. Our last prelim fight, main event the prelim, if you will. The same man, Guy Metzger and Macaulay Eukin. 5'9", 6'1", again, the reach advantage for Metzger. Gonna be an interesting fight. For sure, both guys with no team. Both guys 2-1. Metzger, of course, the Dallas native, looking to get a big win. And he hits the big right hand. Jab and a right hand again. Win for a combination with a head kick attempt. He is throwing. Jab is wide, hits the right hand and lands hard. He has no regard for Macaulay Eukin's grappling, it looks like, as there's a right hook to the ribs now. Missed the vicious right hand. Metzger's now looking a little tense. Maybe he kind of understands that, hey, I got to calm down. I don't want to get caught with something. But again, he's landing these shots. Left hand, right hand. The lands hard. Stunning right hook here. Down he goes. And he might just finish him. Another first round finish tonight on the prelim. Unreal. How about Guy Metzger? Great performance. First round finish. Love it. Main card opener now. Cyborg Dick Verge And Eldoro Pete Williams, another heavyweight, making his debut, and another Dallas native. We'll see if he can make it 2-0, and oh my God. He drops him with a head kick and finishes him. Oh my Lord. Pete Williams. Jesus Christ. Well, what a finish. And what a debut. He thinks everyone connected to the pit, and boy, Dick Verge is going to be really, he's going to be just shaking his head at that one. All that training, all that preparation, he could cover the head kick in about 10-20 seconds. Very, very tough. As our rematch here between Yuki Nakai and Hiroki Kano. We'll see a fight go past into the second round here. It's been a hot minute since our first fight went the distance. We've seen finish after finish, and now Nakai trying to slam him, and he does. And Nakai again just going to be on top, much like what we saw from this first fight. And he's doing exactly what he needs to do, but Joe Hamilton already standing him back up. 10 in the left hand. 1-2 from Nakai, fails to land, and now Kano's got a hold of him. Can't trip him up, though. Now Nakai got him against the ropes, ducks down, sweeps him, looks for mount to scramble. Oh, he's turned up, left behind him now. Trying to punch away here, not troubling them with any strikes. Trying to scramble. Kano's got his back. Gives his back control. So Kano does not want the control, which is interesting. And so Jazz Wyatt catches him with the right hook, though. Catches Kano with the right hook. So Nakai, 1-2 in him. Kano's got him. Went for the trip. But again, Nakai's grappling is pretty damn good, and he's going to probably take him down here. Single leg. Trying to push him out of that guard, which is awesome. So now Kano quickly scrambles, but Nakai's up too quick. Gets side control. Oh, gives up his back. Oh, boy. Minute left. Both hooks in. Nakai might just choke him out right here, and he does. Yeah. Again, crazy. He was the underdog when he looked very, very good in their last fight, and you can tell he's even better here. What a great sweep. Gets his back. Both hooks in. Choked him out right before the end of the second, but right before the end of the first, going into the second round, and he's now 7-3, and will look to get a rematch with Firmino Sato. As Kano, though, I mean, I don't know what obviously we should probably give him somebody else that's not fucking Yuki Nakai, but still at the same time, it's like, brother, you got to do something. He just has not looked impressive. In that same breath, as he's been the favorite in both fights. And both times he's came up short. And this time he even gets finished. With our co-main event, the world's most dangerous man, Ken Shamrock, versus the Hammer Mark Coleman. Big John's a referee, and this is going to be a fun one. It's crazy Mark Coleman's only 6'1". He just seems like such a mountain of a human being. As they touch gloves, they clinch up, dominant position, trying to slam him as Mark Coleman. Oh, he defends it. I was really hoping he'd slam his fucking giant ass, but now they're trying to muscle him up again as Mark Coleman. But Shamrock's doing a good job. He's hanging in there. They're just grinding it. They're just trying to wear each other out against the ropes. They clinch up again. Mark Coleman gets the underhooks. Greco-Roman slam. Takes him down. And that is what Mark Coleman wants. He's starting to slow down a little bit, but he knows there's a lot of time left. And they're already standing back up. Big John's not waiting for any of this bullshit here. He wants these guys up and at it. And he gets blocked. Actually stops the grapple and manages to get out of it, too, this Ken Shamrock. But Ken is getting out-wrestled for sure. The bigger man, the bigger, stronger man than Mark Coleman. He's doing the damn thing. He's shoving him around. We'll see what Ken can do, potentially, if he can do anything on his back. But I just don't think it's going to happen. Coleman's pounding away. Big right hands. Our second round for the first time since our very first fight tonight. Trying to move to guard, not allowing it. Keeps him guessing here. Tries to transition, and Big John's going to stand him up again. Coleman, he'll probably be on E by the time we get to the halfway point of this fight. So we'll see what Ken can do in the second half of this fight. He keeps on being out-wrestled, but he's wearing out Mark Coleman, which is kind of what you want, to be honest, the way this fight is going. And now, again, they're going to separate him. Shamrock's getting a little tired, but definitely not as much as Coleman is. And Coleman, again, going for those takedowns. Shamrock's got a hold of him now. Can't drive him back, though, so we're at a bit of a stalemate here. Both guys, grappling-wise, just better than one another at times, where you could see that Coleman's the aggressor, but he's tired, so you're seeing Shamrock come in and able to out-grapple him at times, even stop these takedowns, and it's a bit of a stalemate now. And look, trying to get free, not able to. That's the end of the second. It's an interesting round. Shamrock, I think, did a little bit to come back, but I would still say Mark Coleman, if you had to score it, you probably have to give it to him. As, again, Shamrock trying for these takedowns. Again, Coleman blocking him. Yeah, trying to get the opening he needs, trying to get something going. Still, just exhausted this way. Coleman traps him against the ropes. Big John's separating him. And again, Shamrock's trying to grapple with him. Coleman looking for this takedown. He got the takedown. That gas tank is on E. He's going to keep him down there. If he can just pound away a little bit, but Big John's standing him right back up. He wants to make sure that this is not a boring affair. Which I respect him for that. As far as both guys are exhausted. I'm surprised if they'll be able to get up off the stool to end out this third round the way they've been wrestling for 15 minutes here. They've been working their fucking ass off. Just press them against the ropes, trying to put that weight on them to just wear down Shamrock even more. So our final round, you got him against the ropes, trying to wrestle him backwards against the ropes here, and nope, and Shamrock down, dominant position, so he's the one in control. Oh, well, Shamrock out-wrestled him again. They separate them, and they're back again in the clinch. And they're back again, trying to get something going as Coleman, but Shamrock takes control. Yeah, both guys don't have any, they don't have anything. No energy, no stamina. It's just hanging on and trying to get muster something going to maybe try and steal this fight if you're Ken Shamrock. He's still trying, and Coleman just keeps on out wrestling him. He keeps on reversing it. Now Shamrock reverses it. These two are just a little too similar for each other at times. So that's what happens. You have two guys that are wrestlers like this. They don't have anything they can do off their backs. They're just looking to maintain control again. That's pretty much what we got here. But listen, they went for it at least. Thank God Big John was the ref, because he was going to separate anything that was going to have any lull in the action. And Coleman again in the clinch, and again got him against the ropes. But Shamrock tries to get out of it, and I think he did. If you look at the entire fourth round, they literally did nothing, which is no surprise, because it felt like they did nothing in that fourth round, and they give it all to Mark Coleman. Yeah, that pretty much, if you take a look at probably around the second round, that's when Coleman pretty much got tired, and Shamrock pretty much gave up as far as tiredness. Shamrock was doing a little bit better in the third round, but then when both guys got tired at the end, that's all she wrote. But what a win, though, for Mark Coleman nonetheless. I do think it was the right call to give him the win. And praise his team at Enzo Gracie Academy, all of his favorite sponsors. Came out with a big win in his one debut. Beat somebody like Ken Shamrock, as well as our main event. Wanda, the Crusher Braga, which I gotta remember hearing this. They have actually the belt on this side, because on the in the UFC save, the modern day UFC save with that FPS skin, the belt is on this side, the blue corner, which in real life, the red corner is always the champ. So we'll have to remember that. I'll put the champ on this left side now, going forward. It's main event time, though. The Magic Man, Akihiro Gono, Wanda the Crusher Braga, for the one title. And here we go. Here in the welterweight division, Joel Hamilton, our referee, cage-side judges, or ringside judges, rather. As Brock is moving in and out of range, trying to get him, to tempt him with a grappling exchange, trying to get something going. But Baraga's doing a pretty good job, counter-wise, avoiding stuff. Left jab missed the vicious right. Gono's going for it, though. Jabbing a straight right. Caught him with a right hook. Yeah, Gono's doing a pretty good job. Dodges the roundhouse kick that's coming. The body kick up the left hand. Caught him with a right hook. He's doing pretty good. Braga's looking like he's trying to step in. Gono trying to take the initiative. Left hand, right hand. Trying to grapple. Left hand, straight right. Jab, right hand. Cannot up, left jab. It's the right hook, though. Trying to get a takedown. Can't take the initiative, though. Two-punch combination. Avoided by Braga. And left hand, right hand from Gono. Left jab. Connects to the jab. Nothing but air on the big right. Breathing a little heavier now. Coming in close. Trying to get a jab. No power behind it at all. No jab from Gono. Hits the right hand. Another jab at the right hand. Akira Gono looking really, really good in this first round. He came ready to fight and ready to win. He's become the welterweight champion as Braga dodges the roundhouse kick to the body. Scores the right cross. Jab. Braga avoids the big right hand. As the weak flicked left hand jab there from Braga. Kono lands the left jab. Fades the big right. Moves in fast now. Oh, looking for the takedown. Wow, Braga's got the takedown. 2 minutes left. Let's see what we're going to do with it. If anything. And that's the end of the first round. Listen, I mean, Akira Gono came to fight, for sure. You see the kickboxing, you see just the overall stand-up game has really worked out until, oh, thank God, he stops that. Because if he got him against the ropes, so he might take him down here. Oh, and he does. This is exactly what Wanda Braga needs. If he would have got Mount there, he would have been so fucked. Scott's high control. Now he's going for Mount. He can't mount him, though. But he's going to probably keep him inside control. Trying to go for Mount again. Still can't get Mount. Kono's getting tired. And this is exactly what Braga needs. And Joe Hamilton's going to stand him up. They're lucky it wasn't Big John. Big John was going to stand him up quickly. Jab hits home. Hits him on the straight right. Take down onto Braga. And they almost stop him. Left hopping on one leg. Can't take him down. Does Braga is going to sweep him here. Great inside leg trip. He's taking him down. He passes them out. Boy, oh boy, Braga coming in. Big time shots. He's hanging in his Gono. Big rights here. I mean, this is exactly what Braga needed. A comeback of almost epic proportions. We would have finished him there in the second, but I mean, you got to go into this third round and really from here on out, whoever wins these next 2 rounds, if you kind of want to look at it like that, is winning this fight, going the distance wise. But man, Braga did really, really good, and he gets this takedown here as well with so much time left in this third. I mean, you get basically the whole round. He advances with ease to get Mount. If Gono gives up his back, it's over, but already some big time shots. Trying to pull guard, trying to do something to get out of this, but he's getting just fucked up. Wanda Braga, he's looking like the Crusher, man. He is really pounding away, ground and pounding him. Still going for it, but he can't get him off from his Gono. Gono hanging in there, but this is definitely Wanda Braga's fight now, as he will go into the final round up and looking good. But if Gono can get another big time shot, which he does right here, this might swing it. But again, tired Braga shoots for the takedown. Doesn't get him, but he's going to get this one now. He had to turn up on his hands and knees, though, so he might be able to do something with it. Oh, a soccer kick. Stung by that kick was Gono. Yeah, I mean, a soccer kick to the body. Very, very tough. Got him against the ropes again. But Gono was able to get out of it, it looks like. So, yeah, trying to go for that takedown again. Can't hit either blow. Both guys pretty much on E. Braga's going to steal it with this takedown. Going for the armbar, too. Wow, he went for the finish. Kimura fights that off. Yeah, I think he knows. Yeah, I mean, I'm tired. I'm up. Might as well go for a takedown and get a finish. Trying in this before he goes the distance for the decision. Which he will still win. But I love that he's still trying for a finish when he knows he's up. And got side control again. Just the grappling, too much for him. Too much for him. Great stuff, though. Great win for Wanda Braga. He came back in this fight and showed he's got the heart of a fucking champion and wins this one. Big win. Celebrates his one welterweight title win. Calls it one of the greatest moments of his career. As, yeah, he does it. Can't believe it. As Wanda Braga beating Akira Gono yet again. Boy, the critical rating went way the fuck down. Actually went below high rating because of that co-main event. So thanks a lot to the co-main, because this was a hell of a card up until that point. Extremely tough. Extremely, extremely tough. Increased our popularity, at least. Yeah, definitely Wanda Braga. Performance bonus to Kai. Pete Williams was phenomenal tonight. Simi Schilt, great. Metzger, Fry, and all these. Dennis Holman was great. I'd actually give him... I would say that's the fight of the night for how great Dennis Holman was. Because, I mean, that was 34 seconds. It was crazy. But to say that's the fight of the night is kind of crazy. Definitely knockout of the night, though. But, man, so many... he fought, was that 4 in a row? Or 5 in a row, yeah. 5 first-round finishes. Can't beat that. We upgraded the Fight of the Nights, the K of the Nights, up to 2K, which is still not enough, I don't think, for what these guys deserve. But, hey, we're making money at least. So there's that. And everything's coming together. quite nicely now. And Braga wins the title. So I believe we now have all of our champions crowned. Yeah, heavyweight, cruiserweight, welterweight, and lightweight. All of our champs crowned. So far, lightweight's got the best prestige, interesting enough. But, this is going to be, as far as no one's defended their belts yet. So we'll wait and see how that plays out. As for Falcon, he, of course, has David Tank Abbott, though, coming up. And that is our next card. As far as we'll be in Orlando. For the one in Orlando card, I believe, we'll also see Marius Barry and Enson Inoue, Werner White, and Jan Lamolder, Boss Rutten at cruiserweight to see how he does at 205. Since we're going to have a lot of heavyweights, I figure we could move some guys down to 205. Ice Cold Igor and TK. Egan Inoue as well against Carlos Newton. He's making his debut. Hans Niemann, Gary Goodrich. That's going to be a fun fight. And Ikushi Minowa. They're going to go Wataru Sakata. That's going to be a fun one to see how Yakusha is going to do. Because, man, he is just obviously fantastic in real life. And then we're going to be back in Brazil to end out the year for the one in Gracie Jiu-Jitsu 2 show. Right now, we got Hickson and Alan Gose on that card. That's going to be a lot of fun. Hoist will probably fight Frank. Figure like that's going to be the best kind of call for that. We won't do Henzo and Ismail. We might, though. We might. It could be a fun idea since we did Ismail and Hoist. But I don't know. It's up in the air at this point. There's still so much time left between them. But yeah, that will do it for this episode. Quick episode since we had so many first round finishes. But we will catch you guys next time for one in Orlando. Take care, everyone.